What is going on, everybody? Welcome, Lineman Life Live. It's Casual Friday today, so we are in a little bit more laid-back, chilled groove for the show. But, of course, we have to talk about the big news out of Duval. In Jacksonville, finally, after over 45 days of searching for the next head coach of the Jaguars. You see it there on the screen, folks. Doug Pederson is the next head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, last night, because it's weird, it's odd, really. Jacksonville tends to release these or have these big announcements happening late at night, which is awkward, but hey, what are you going to do? So Doug Pederson introduced as the new head coach of the Jags. A lot of people sounded off. I sounded off about the process of this over the last, 4+ weeks of the Jaguars searching. I think it was coming to a boiling point, or it actually reached the boiling point with a lot of the fan base. A lot of the fan base was very, very irritated with how this whole situation has played out, because there was just too much sloppiness in way of the actions that the Jags were, presenting to the public. There wasn't a lot of continuity, and it seemed very scrambled when it all came down to it. Now, first and foremost, I am not upset that Doug Pederson has been chosen as the next head coach of the Jags. Not upset at all about that. Doug Pederson has a Super Bowl championship pedigree. He's won championships. He's been he's part of the Andy Reid tree. So obviously, very creative and very threatening offenses that he's produced. And he's developed quarterbacks. I think there's a lot of pluses for what he brings to the table. If you remember, when I talked on whether it was Lineman Life on our Wednesday streams, on our Monday streams, over the last month, even in the direct aftermath of Urban Meyer being fired, Doug Pederson was one of the first names that I thought of coming in to be the head coach of the Jags, precisely because of what he did in Philadelphia, precisely because of him coming from the Andy Reid tree, which, has proven to have some successful personnel come out of it. Now, a lot of people probably wouldn't have had a problem with this hire had it been done in a more timely fashion, I think. The problem here, I think, for a lot of people is that this feels like it was their last option. It was like the last thing that they could do. It was the last real move they could make. And why was it the last real move that they could make? This was a guy who interviewed a month ago, almost 2 months ago for the Jaguars for the first interview. And then he came back on Monday of this week and had a second interview. This was after the fiasco with Kevin O'Connell fell apart, and them wanting to interview him, had the Rams lost in that NFC title game. But the fact that they didn't lose, they're going to the Super Bowl, and they'd have to wait an extra 2+ weeks to speak to Kevin O'Connell, that just put the Jaguars in a very bad position. Put them in a corner because they didn't handle the interview process in the way that it was supposed to be handled by, according to the bylaws of the CBA and how those things are supposed to happen with the NFL. They got caught with their pants down, like E. Dilla has said on numerous occasions. He was on the show earlier this week. Great guy, him and UCF Jaguar. Shout out to them. This was not, I don't believe this was the direct route that they wanted to take to find the next head coach. That's, this is a former player looking at it from that lens, from a player's lens, because when you know who you want, you go and get them. When I was in Jacksonville, after we fired Coach Del Rio, shout out Coach Del Rio, always love that guy. We had Mel Tucker is our interim head coach. He did a wonderful job. He got guys playing, but, chances were he wasn't going to get the job. We all knew that. They bring in Mike Mularkey. Mike Mularkey was hired almost instantly. That was Gene Smith hiring. The name that shall not be the name that shall not be named. Gene Smith is like Voldemort in Jacksonville. You just don't say his name. That's a man who is credited with brick by brick destroying an NFL franchise. And you thought that that was as bad as it could get. But of course, we know it gets worse. But the hire was made pretty quickly. 1 year, 2-14 record. Mike Mularkey's fired. Mike Mularkey's fired. And within, I would say like a week or two, I don't remember exactly the timeline. If you're in the chat and you know more than me, feel free to put it in there. Very quickly, with a pretty quick turnaround, Gus Bradley announces the new head coach. Pep rally, everything. I was there, for him. I was there when they did it with Mike Mularkey. These are quick decisions that were made. Now you fast forward. Let's fast forward to today. And now you talk about a team that went 40-plus days without a hire at the head coach position. And a team that interviewed a litany of people. Nathaniel Hackett, that was a name that was in the running. When the Denver Broncos knew that he was the guy that they wanted, they hired him right there. There was a private jet waiting to pick him up, to bring him to Jacksonville, and they weren't going to let that happen. They were not going to let that happen. They brought him in, they interviewed him, they hired him. That's kind of how it's supposed to go. It's kind of how the process is supposed to work. Now, from there, the Jags interview interim head coach from the Las Vegas Raiders. I forget his name at the moment, Facciano, something like that. There were rumblings that they wanted to interview the former Denver head coach. Just names after names that were coming up that were never part of the process. And as a player, when you see this kind of thing going on, that creates anxiety because it's like, who is it going to be? Creates anxiety for the fan base. They want to know who it's going to be. And like I said, if you have been watching my content, if you've been watching my live streams, you know that at the outset of this, if I were to rank the top prospects for the head coaching job for the Jaguars, Doug Pederson and Jim Caldwell were at the top of that list, followed by Byron Leftwich. Now, here is where things get really hairy with the Jaguars in this situation. And I'm going to take you through this just from how I see it, from my perspective, and what I read into when I see these decisions being made. Because it's really convoluted. If you try to think about it too fast, it's going to be really convoluted. You're going to feel a little bit overwhelmed by how the situation played out. But, okay, here we go. So I'm looking at this and I say to myself, okay, we're looking for a head coach. We're looking to, right the ship of the franchise. We're in utter disarray. The fan base is not happy. The fan base there's a groundswell, a volcanic groundswell, a backlash about how this situation is playing out. And, of course, there is the issue of the general manager. Now, this is my timeline as the people that I've spoken to, one of which who directly spoke to Khan, who directly asked him questions. And the situation really was being held up for a lot of this process because of Trent Baalke. I think everybody knows that. It's not a secret. And from what we hear, the mistake that Byron Leftwich made was that he actually was being truthful in saying that he wants to bring in his own general manager. During the interview process, when they asked him if he could work with Trent Baalke, he said no. Now, that's not something that is necessarily shouldn't be a deal breaker when you're interviewing for a job. If they ask you a question, you give them an answer. Is it a disqualifier? Well, It appears that it was enough of a snag to keep a deal from being done, because there was a deal being done to bring in Byron Leftwich. This we know. Now, this is the problem that I have with that part of the process. Why would you ask, as the owner of the team, you're interviewing a potential candidate for head coach, why would you ask him directly while the person who is in question is sitting next to him? Why would you ask him if he can work with this guy? You just put him on the spot. And a lot of times in a situation like that, a person is going to tend to try and avoid confrontation and may say, yeah, I can work with him, knowing in their heart that they can't do it, that they don't like that situation. So to me, that's a huge problem. But again, what were we hearing in the media space about the situation as it was playing out? We were hearing the same thing, that a lot of candidates were respectfully, denying requests for interviews because they did not want to work with Trent Baalke. All of this, we see that there's a common denominator in what kind of is kind of a sore spot and a blemish, to say the least, in the structure of the Jaguars, because now they're considering bringing in, I believe his name is Spielman from the Minnesota Vikings, front office guy, to bring in to be, someone who kind of is going to be above Baalke and Pederson, taking direct orders from Shad Khan. So I look at this situation and I just think to myself, if you have to literally twist yourself into a pretzel to make the outside perspective seem as if it's something that can somehow work because of one person who is not really I mean, come on, let's think about it. Has Trent Baalke done anything of note for any of the franchises he's been with in the last 5 years outside of one season with the San Francisco 49ers? This guy missed on 70% of his draft picks, which is probably about the right percentage for what we had in last year's draft, as far as players who are, who we expect to turn out to be players who play up to the value of their draft status. And he is notoriously, at this point, been known for kind of sabotaging projects, sabotaging any kind of stepping in the way of his ability to have the power that he desires for the franchise. We've seen this. Now, I'm going to play this video here because this is something that Dilla posted earlier this morning, that I think validates every problem that we know that there is with Trent Baalke. These are the red flags that, in the bigger picture of things, are going to affect this franchise in a negative way. I hope not, but I mean, what does history tell us with this particular general manager? Is that that's what it will be. He's going to affect this franchise in a negative way. Now, again, before I show this video, you look at the Byron Leftwich situation, and it's clear. I heard it from people, from my sources, that this guy was downplaying the excitement level that Leftwich created in the interview with Shad Khan. Because once it got to that point where that question was asked, things went south. So, to say that he's sabotaging it may be a strong word, that he sabotaged that situation, but he did not help the situation, or he was not being unbiased to the situation based on what we've heard him put out there to the media. What he put out to the media, to his boy Adam Schefter. He said, if I'm the issue, then I'll step aside. Dude, read the room. Yeah, you're the issue. If not for one man, if not for one person who held the fort for you, there would not even be a question of whether or not you were going to be back in Jacksonville. You wouldn't be in Jacksonville. But let's take a look at this video, because I think this video is quite telling when you talk about the kind of negativity that a person like Trent Baalke has had in Jacksonville. Now, this is Chris Carter talking on Trent Baalke. Now, Chris Carter, to give you a little context here, Chris Carter was looking to help his old ball coach, Urban Meyer, in his new position as the head coach of the Jaguars. And obviously this is going back to last offseason. And he put together a plan to help transition Urban Meyer into the NFL world, into to help him navigate his way through the culture and the expectations of an NFL head coach, because it's not the same, obviously, as college. But let's listen to what he had to say. Hold on, let me turn it up a little bit. Let me turn it up a little bit so you guys can hear. All right, let's get back to it. Minute and 30 seconds, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Urban Meyer coached me at Ohio State, 1986. He's my wide receiver coach. So last year he gets the Jacksonville job. Me and Urban have extensive conversations. We have a conversation about me joining his support staff. He said, I like the idea, I like the concept. He said, can you write it up for me? So I go to my boy Chris Film. He's one of my college teammates back from Ohio. He's working in Detroit. He's special assistant to the owner, to the Ford family in Detroit. How do you do this, Chris? How do I set it up? How do I write it up? Roles and responsibility. I give him a whole treatment. Send it to Urban. Urban likes. He said, in a couple of weeks, we're going to bring you up here. I want you to meet the owner and meet Trent Baalke. Urban calls me back 2 days later. Said, Trent Baalke killed him. Said, he didn't see the skill set. He didn't see the value that you bring to the organization. I said, well, Urban.
Can you guys hear it? You guys can barely hear it, huh? Okay, give me a second here. Let me work on this, because I mean I don't know how loud how loud it is for you guys. So let me just turn this thing all the way up. You guys let me know. Let me restart it.
Urban Meyer coached me at Ohio State, 1986. He's my wide receiver coach. So last year he gets the Jacksonville job. Me and Urban have extensive conversations. We have a conversation about me joining his support staff. He said, I like the idea, I like the concept. He said, can you write it up for me? So I go to my boy Chris Film. He's one of my college teammates back from Ohio. He's working in Detroit. He's special assistant to the owner, to the Ford family in Detroit. How do you do this, Chris? How do I set it up? How do I write it up? Roles and responsibility. I give him a whole treatment. Send it to Urban. Urban likes. He said, in a couple of weeks, we're going to bring you up here. I want you to meet the owner and meet Trent Baalke. Urban calls me back 2 days later. Said, Trent Baalke killed him. Said, he didn't see the skill set. He didn't see the value that you bring to the organization. I said, well, Urban, I don't know what you and Trent Baalke have been doing since 1987, but the last 5 decades, I've been associated with the National Football League. It wasn't about a coaching position, to build support the head coach, who didn't know about pro football. I said, Urban, I can be your eyes and your ears. Just one example. There's no way we lose to Cincinnati, and Urban Meyer's not on that plane going back to Jacksonville.
Thursday night game.
So I would have, one thing right there. Chris Carter, we're going back to Jacksonville. We'll get on the PJ Friday morning and then go back up to Ohio, which we're both from.
All right, so I hope everybody could hear that. Tried to turn it up as high as I could. But that connects another dot. That connects another dot in the maze of issues that Trent Baalke has been a part of in Jacksonville. One, he didn't want to bring in somebody like Chris Carter. I mean, talk about bringing in – I mean, look, I don't know – I'm not going to sit here and assume to know what all Chris Carter's, done in regards to any work he's had with franchises post his football career. But this is a guy who is a Hall of Fame wide receiver, played at an amazingly high level, has an amazing wealth of knowledge that he can share about the game, about the culture, about just expectations that a coach should have, and how a coach should approach the players, the men on his team. And Trent Baalke tanks an opportunity to have that kind of person in the building, what more do you need to know? Does Shad Khan even know about that? And then on top of that, at the very end, when he talks about the one glaring and obvious mistake that Urban Meyer made in week 4, not flying back with his team after the Cincinnati Bengal game, well, who allowed him to do that? Who okayed that? Trent Baalke. Trent Baalke, the general manager, okayed the head coach not to fly back with the team after a game they just lost, a game where really this was a Jaguars team that looked like a competitive squad, like a squad that was about to start ascending and finding its identity. And that torpedoed it. That action by itself and the ripple effect that action would have torpedoed the entire season, torpedoed Urban Meyer's career as an NFL head coach. The ripple effect was massive. It was massive. A massive ripple effect that really damaged this franchise to almost to the point of no return. Like, it was that bad. And the one decision, the one person who had actual control over whether or not something like that could even happen was Trent Baalke. And he allowed it. He allowed it to happen. So, no, it's not about Doug Pederson being hired, because Doug Pederson is a good hire. That's a good hire. I can't argue against that at all. Trevor Lawrence thinks it's a good hire. I don't disagree with them at all. Trevor Lawrence, he posted as well. He retweeted it. Let's get to work. Welcome to Duval. Great days ahead. I hope that they are. I hope that there are great days ahead for the Jaguars franchise, but something in the back of my head just keeps telling me that there's going to be a point when Doug Pederson, because we already know if you are somebody who pays attention to, the daily going-ons of the NFL, what's the reason? What's one of the reasons why Doug Pederson was no longer in Philadelphia? Friction between him and ownership because of his desire to have more control over personnel. His desire to have more control to mold the team in his image and how he wanted it to move forward. And this is after winning a Super Bowl. That's something that most owners will say, hey, you know what? Why not? I mean, you got us a trophy. We're in a perfect situation for it. Sure, yeah. You can start making personnel decisions. That's something that Doug Pederson is going to need to turn this ship around in Jacksonville. He is going to need personnel power. Does anybody think that Trent Baalke is going to succeed the power he has as a general manager at this point? They say that Doug Pederson was lukewarm on working with Trent Baalke to begin with. You know what lukewarm means? When somebody says, oh, he was lukewarm, what he's really saying is doesn't really vibe with it, but he's willing to try and tough it out. That's what that means. So it's inevitable, I think, that there will be friction between them because there is going to be a need for Doug Pederson to be able to get the people he wants, not the people Trent Baalke wants. And Trent Baalke, as we all have seen, he's only for one person, himself. And he has Shad Khan wrapped around his finger at this point, as far as we know. Maybe I'm wrong, but from what I've been told and from how this is all played out, who could argue against it? Trent Baalke doesn't have control, doesn't have heavy influence on Shad Khan right now. Shad Khan isn't there every day. So absolutely, yes, he does have big time influence over Shad Khan. So I say all of that to say this. This is a good hire, but there's potential for it to break down because of the underlying factor that we all have seen as the problem for a very long time now in Jacksonville, and that's Trent Baalke as the general manager. And if he is still going to be the general manager and still have the power that he has, then where does this bring the Jaguars if things don't see a positive change in regards to wins, in regards to culture, in regards to just consistency from the franchise over the next 2 years, are we going to be back at square one? Yes, we will be if it doesn't happen. Now, I'm not rooting for that to happen. I'm not rooting for that to happen at all. I want the Jags to fucking be good. I mean, I'm a Jaguar. I want them to be good. So it's not even I'm not even looking at it from the standpoint of I want these guys to, I don't want them going through the agony of a flushed season. Last year was a flushed season. That was a wash season from week 4 on. It was a wash season. It was useless. It was to the benefit of no one. And that's especially dangerous for somebody like Trevor Lawrence. He needs consistency from the structure in the environment that he is going to try and perform in. It's really, as simple as that, And look, Trevor Lawrence he's got the qualities, he's got the traits to lead the franchise. He does. But that alone is not going to be enough. It's going to help at the most crucial junctures, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to need to have coaches who are competent, coaches who have the comfortability to run the team as they see fit, coaches who don't have to have the added, tension and stress of a uncooperative general manager, or a general manager who, will put on the facade of, being somebody who's going to be collaborative, but when, the rubber hits the ground, the rubber hits the road, they then start throwing curveballs, start making calls on things that maybe the head coach doesn't necessarily want. These are all the dangers that are real red flags. I mean, look, it took one decision to ruin an entire season, to ruin, to really tarnish the hell out of the franchise. It took one bad decision. That's how quickly things can go south. Doug Pederson has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has the know-how. He's played in the NFL. He has what you want. He has a Super Bowl championship. It's a solid hire. It's a solid hire. All I'm saying is there's things that are outside, that will be outside of his control, that can really slow things down or bring things to a screeching halt altogether. And that's what we need to be aware of as not only the fan base, not only the former players, but also the people in the building. And hopefully, when it's all said and done, we can look back and say, okay, man, dodged the bullet there, things worked out. But that's kind of wishful thinking, because history repeats itself. And look, Trent Baalke has a cemetery of head coaches under his tenure as a general manager for multiple teams. He's got a cemetery of head coaches and a history of inconsistency. He has a history of not being a very productive drafter. I mean, hell, come on, man. Let's be real about the 2021 draft. Travis Etienne was a wasted draft pick. Good dude. Would have been a great player. I felt like had he, not been injured the way he was, he would have been a chance to use him as a versatile threat to defenses. But in the grand scheme of things, you can get that with a slot receiver. We have a running back in James Robinson, who was a 1,000-yard rusher his rookie year, undrafted free agent. He was put through the ringer by this franchise, and then it ended with an Achilles injury. So now you've hurt his future prospects, and that's something that comes from decision making. That's something that Trent Baalke is also responsible for. These are things that don't happen by accident. When Urban Meyer says he doesn't know, Urban Meyer don't know football, so he may not know, but he knows that Trent Baalke was likely, in my opinion, he was the one who probably put the word to get, Carlos Hyde, who's an Ohio State guy, to get him in there over James Robinson. Because that's what they were going to do had Etienne not got hurt. They were going to be using a Clemson guy with Trevor Lawrence to have him out there with with Trevor the majority of the time. So they were already trying to phase out James Robinson. And that, to me, was a huge mistake because great running backs are not these are harder to find than normal. Really good running backs are hard to find. Guys who can average 4+ yards a carry, which he was coming into the season, 2021. He was averaging that, and, Jaguars broke this guy's career. I mean, they've put him in a very precarious position. And that affects a guy's life, not just his football career. That affects his life. There are people who were talking about it online that, James Robinson was in tears when he tore his Achilles. Part of that pain that put him in tears is the fact that he knows that this could be the nail in his coffin as a Jaguar. Because they're going to use that injury as leverage to not keep him. That's how this game works. That's how the NFL operates as a business. Any deficiencies will be used, 1, to keep you from getting money, and 2, to justify cutting any connection and sending you into the free agency market. That's how it works. It ain't right, but that's the way it is. This is a business as well as a passion. So there's going to be repercussions, and there's going to be serious ramifications from his injury, from Travis Etienne's injury. That's a guy who's a first-round pick. These are things that you got to think about moving forward. So, come the next draft, now they have to draft for a position that they didn't really need to draft for. But now they're forced to because of inconsistency, because of sloppy management. Now they have to draft a running back. That's what it's going to have. That's going to be a top priority, I would think, for the Jags going into the draft is getting a running back. They're going to have to get offensive linemen. They're going to have to get wide receivers. They're going to have to get, they're probably, I personally would try and get rid of that number 1 overall pick. I'm sorry. This defensive end that I hear people talking about, I've watched, I forget his name all the time, but I saw a couple of plays. I don't see anything generational there. I don't see any Julius Pepper-esque traits there. I don't see any Dwight Freeney-esque traits there. I see a guy who plays hard, who's made plays, but I haven't seen anything that really sticks out to me and says, yeah, a defensive end with the number 1 overall pick, when there's an opportunity to turn that number 1 overall pick into maybe like 2 or 3 picks, maybe 2 picks with a player. If you trade with another team who's really looking for a defensive end, who really needs to get a pass rush, I think the Jags can find not only – I think the Jags have some talent. I think Josh Allen showed some of his potential this season, but I also believe you can get somebody out of free agency. You got the money. So you have the money and you have the ability as a franchise right now to be able to seriously create, a strong wave forward in the next 6 to 8 months. You got that. That's a possibility right now. So you can't screw that up. You have money to spend. You have a new head coach. You have the number 1 overall pick, which can be turned into serious draft capital. I mean, this is a good position for the Jags to be in to try and move forward. But again, it's going to come down to who's making the decisions. And I think as long as he is the GM and has the ability to override, a head coach who is down there in the trenches, who sees things happening, who sees, who's able to see what kind of players he has and knows what kind of players he wants, I think that is going to be a huge obstacle for the Jaguars. And again, I don't want this to come back and bite us, but it would be the most Jaguar thing that could happen. We all know that. So good luck to, Doug Pederson. I genuinely expect him to bring improvements. I do. And I hope that the players, I hope he brings a culture to that locker room that players can get behind and can be proud of, because, look, 1 year, it's only 1 year, but that 1 year did a lot of damage. So there's going to need to be, a kind of revitalization of the morale in the building. We got a super chat here, a $5 super chat from Charlie Tech. And I forget how to say her last name. Pardon me, my friend. I keep forgetting how to say it, and I don't want to butcher it. But he said, you think the Eagles would trade 2 of their first-round picks for the number 1 overall? Look, man, I'll be honest. I don't really understand how the whole trading draft picks things work. I assume that the number 1 overall draft pick has at least a 2-pick value, a first, at least 1 first, 1 second, and a player. And that would be like worst case scenario, but I really think that you can, if you get with a team that maybe has 2 first-round picks, but they need a specific kind of player and they can get that top pick and give up their other 2 first-round picks, then yeah, that's a deal I'd try to make immediately. Give that thing up and let people, let that team get that first overall pick so you can add another pick to your draft list. 2 first-rounders, and if you can get as many picks as you can in the first 4 rounds, then you got a good chance of getting solid players through and through. So there's going to be a chance there to actually, have a good effect there. Sean Croissant for $5. No message there, but I appreciate the super chat, my friend. So, I think that definitely, there is a number of different scenarios where we can see the team moving forward and making, pending the right decisions being made, it could turn around. We've seen a team just this year in the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, look, there's no blueprint necessarily to being a successful team because nothing is ever really a guarantee. Nothing's even close to a guarantee in the NFL when you talk about a team being good consistently. But culture has to change first. Then you have to find, the core players, with that first core player being the quarterback. And then you have to have, role players behind that. And in your core players, there has to be emotional leaders. There has to be guys who provide energy, guys who provide a spark when needed. You find those when you look at the best teams in the NFL. You see those littered around the place. You see. Tyrann Mathieu in Kansas City. He brings a spark to the defense. Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. He brings a spark to the offense. There's a steady resolve that offense worked off of that started with him. Because he was that way, the team was that way. You have to have a number of different factors come together to give you a chance to be the kind of team that you can be, to reach your team's potential. And that's on the field, and behind the scenes, there has to be consistency. There has to be chemistry as well. Coaches, management, there has to be consistency. My only issue, again, with all of this is that the one piece that can bring it all crumbling down and has proven to do so on numerous occasions, and even with this coming out on Chris Carter today, with Chris Carter even giving us even more evidence to validate what all of us see as a huge red flag, that one person can bring it all crashing down in a heartbeat based on one decision. That's what happened last year. And hell, if I'm an owner of the team, I'll be damned if I let it happen again. Because if you're really doing an autopsy on what happened, the moment you find out, if I was Shad Khan, the moment I find out that Trent Baalke okayed Urban Meyer to not fly back with the team, they're both fired. Conduct detrimental. Point blank, period. Sean Croissant for another $5. He says, does the addition of Spielman help cancel out Baalke's influence and allow Doug to do what he needs to do? Thanks for that question there, Sean. Man, I hope so. I hope that is the master plan behind that. I hope that's the master plan behind that. But again, we don't know because they haven't said anything official about Spielman. So we don't even know if that's still a thing. If it's not, then what? And that's where again, even though I have no problem at all with Doug Pederson as a head coach hire, that can lead me to start thinking, well, shit, if he took the job thinking that a guy like, they're going to bring in Spielman to kind of be that buffer so that he doesn't have to maybe actually deal with Trent Baalke on a regular basis. Well, if that falls through, now is Doug Pederson going to be all in? Which I don't necessarily doubt that he would be, but that's still a question you can ask and say, hey, how is this going to affect him? Because that can be an exhausting thing if now you're dealing with a GM who, you're having to argue with. For example, Mike Smith in Atlanta. Mike Smith had, I forget the guy's name. I forget who their GM was in Atlanta back in 2013, 2012, 2013, 2014. It's right on the tip of my tongue. But their GM started having beef with Mike Smith. Mike Smith was in Jacksonville. He was my defense coordinator when I was in Jacksonville. That entire coaching staff went to Atlanta after Jacksonville. So when I was leaving Jacksonville, Atlanta called me immediately. Mike Smith, Dirk Cutter, they're like, man, we want to bring you in. You know the system like the back of your hand. We're going to try and get, a 2 or 3 year deal done for you. I'm like, hell yeah. My agent's like, hell yeah, let's do it. And this is right at the start of free agency. And head coach, offense coordinator, tight end coach, that's Mike Smith, Dirk Cutter, Mike Tice, all vouched, all approved, bring in Uche. The GM said, no, bring in the guy from Kansas City. I forget what his last name was. Bring in the guard from Kansas City. That's who I want. So that general manager overruled 3 offensive coaches, the head coach and 2 offensive coaches, in bringing in somebody who actually who knows, who's been in his entire career in that offensive system and understands it, veteran player, that he shoots that down. Now, the guy they bring in, they give him 30-something million, and he is garbage. Garbage. So, a general manager can have an effect with one decision on the team's ability to improve. And that's where things have got to be handled very carefully in Jacksonville as they move forward. Now, I feel like I've been pretty comprehensive on how I feel about that, so I'm going to move on from that. Now we're going to relax back a little bit. We're getting back into the casual mode now. I'm going to get this set up. We are going to do some all-pro football 2K8. Now, I'll still be talking some general stuff while I'm playing. Let me see here. I got Abzino coming in. Let me get my parsec started up. Boom, boom. We're going to be playing some all-pro football 2K8. I started playing this again just the other day on my emulator, and I was just like, damn. This game is so good. It's so damn good. So I think I'm going to do this. And let me send him the link real quick. So I just said to myself, man, I'm going to play this on Casual Friday. I'm going to do it. I've been playing 2K, and this is 2K. This is 2K from a gameplay standpoint. This is 2K literally fully polished. So we're going to get into this. Let's switch it up here. Let me load this bad boy up. We're going to get a game in. Going to have some fun with it. TGIF. Oh, excuse me. All right, let me bring him in. Accept. And here we go. Let's set this up. Boom, boom. Woo. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I appreciate everybody for being in who wanted to hear me talk about specifically the situation in Jacksonville. But we're going into gaming now. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if this is your first time on the live stream. And let me make sure the volume on this is straight because I don't want it to be too loud. All right. All right, so we got the 1993 NFL roster set up on this. This is a mod from the All Pro Football community on Discord. You can find them on there. Let me see here. I think, are you in the Abzino? Are you in the game? Where you at? So there's going to be. Let me see. Are we connected? Yeah, he's on. He's on. I don't know if you need to hit like start or something to get your controller to pop up. But we're going to get it cracking as soon as you do get in here. He's connected. Let me see. I'm going to run with these. Because there's only so many teams. There's like they didn't do every team in the NFL, or they did, but you can only select like a certain number of them for some reason. But All Pro Football, this came out in 2008. This is literally like the best version of 2K football gameplay, their football gameplay engine, which to me it's like the best. This is the best football engine for video game for sim football that's out. Period. Let's see. Oh, while I'm waiting on him, he disconnected. Let's see if he reconnects. I don't know what's going on there. How do I get my controller? Hold on. Oh, let me do this. Hold on. Maybe. Yeah, no, it's set up. Player 2. Okay, hold up. Boom. Boom. Okay. I think we're good now. You should be able to let me let him on. Oh, send another request to connect. All right. Boom. All right, there he goes. All right, so you should be good now. Let me see. Is it letting you take control of that? Okay, let me restart the game. Maybe I need to do that. Let me restart it. Player 1, player 2. Okay, let's save. Let's make sure. All right, boot. All right. There we go. Oh, wait. Did it just crash? It did just crash. Son of a bitch. All right. 1 second, folks. All right. Give me a second here. Make sure that's straight. Boom, boom. Uh-oh. We got another crash. All right, let me see here. Run this as administrator. Boom. Let me do run this with global configuration. All right. Now let's see what we got. Oh my God, it keeps crashing. All right, hold on. Let's disconnect real quick. Gamepad. All right. Reconnect in like 20 seconds. Let me start this thing up. Oops. All right. Boom. Boom. Accept. Now. Oh crap! Is it giving? It's making me have both. Oh damn! All right, let me do a little troubleshooting here because we got a little issue there. Let me see. Pads, player one. Okay, there we go. Boom. Okay. Boom. There we go. Now we good. Now we should be good. Now we should be good. I think that was the issue. Damn it. Now, let me just do it with the regular configuration. Let me make sure this is still okay. Save, boot with global configuration. And all right. All right, you should be able to use Abzino. Or, yeah, he's connected. Okay, there you go. Boom. Now we good to go. All right. Whoa. I'm going to run with... shoot, I'm going to run with these Eagles. Let me see. Nah. Bruce Matthews, Warren Moonberry, saying, oh, you running with the... look at this cat. He's running with these bums. I'm running with these Broncos then. Let's go. All right, here we go. We got one game. Doing one game tonight.
Welcome, 2K sports fans. Are you ready for some football? Broadcasting live from Municipal Stadium. Playing at home to a capacity crowd, it's the Stallions. They're going up against the Lynx. I'm Dan Stevens, and with me as always, Peter O'Keefe. Let's review some of the players in today's matchup, Peter.
These two guys represent the best in football, and the rest of the team ain't too shabby either, for that matter. This is why we watch football, to see players like this work their magic.
So there's old
But their
school
opponent
players
is
in
packed with
this.
talent
This is
as
like
well.
it's like an
Kyle
80s
and
themed
Shannon Sharp
style
set
kind of
the
game.
pace for the Stallions.
But the
Well, these two
gameplay,
guys
I
are the
assure
best
you,
because they've been
is
tested and battled through to the
unmatched
other side.
in
Look for them both
video
to make an
game football.
impact
To
in
this day.
game.
This came out in 2007.
Thanks, Peter. The captains are at midfield for the coin toss.
All right, Barry. This is it.
Gentlemen, please make your call.
We want tails.
It is heads.
Ooh, let's go, let's go.
We'll kick.
The Stallions have won the toss.
Let's go, Broncos.
Ellard kicks off, and the game is underway.
Let's go, Broncos.
Gray catches it back at the 6.
Nice. Look how fluid it is. It's just so fluid. It's sick.
And a nice little run back after the catch. Good job.
All right, here we go. Let's get 3 tight ends. Yeah, this is 4-3.
The Lynx send their offense out on the field and will start this drive at their 31-yard line. Lynch goes in motion. Sanders takes it across the line of scrimmage and heads upfield. 40.
Oh my God! Barry Sanders on the first run.
Touchdown.
Hold on now. Let me make sure real quick. Yeah, let's put this. Oh, there's no way to switch the hell? Look at this. What? Hell no. All this got to go. I can't believe. Well, maybe I gotta wait till the play's done. No wonder. My computer players are just being bums.
Barry Sanders sticks
Look at the
close
run.
to his
I mean,
blockers
shit.
here.
I mean, look at that. He just.
That's the first score of the game, and it was very nicely done, Peter.
Great execution there.
All right, we're gonna fix that. It doesn't let you change. That must be the mod. All right, I'm putting everything at 50. That don't make no sense. Damn, who set these sliders? I know these ain't mine. Holy crap. Oh, hit X on difficulty? I was hitting X. I didn't do nothing. Yeah, it doesn't do nothing. All right. That's fine. Everything's 50 now. It's all even. Should be good to go. I mean, Barry Sanders just cut out on us. Man.
4 on the play clock.
Gotta hold that stick down. Up.
The referee stops the play. We have a
You gotta use the right
penalty
stick to
down.
kick.
Let's listen
Well,
to
you
the
know
call.
that, though.
The Lynx got called for a delay of game on that one, Dan. They should have been more aware of the clock.
point after, and it's good.
Don't get down, guys. This is nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing if y'all score. Y'all do something. I mean, this game almost looks, I mean, really, it looks good. Still looks good.
And kicks it off. Russell fields the kickoff at the 12. Stop at the 27.
David Russell made a mediocre kick a little more mediocre with a decent run back there.
Let's go, Elway.
The Stallions offense takes the field, and they will start at their own 27-yard line. Benson gains 5 on the play, and that brings up second down.
I don't think I really got receivers like that, though.
Second down from the shotgun. Elway.
Throw.
And the reception is made past the markers for a first down.
Great throw, Elway. Oh, shit, that was good,
tips
dude.
it away on the coverage, incomplete.
D. Crouch knocked that pass down, and he made sure the only one to touch the football was him.
Potential for some nice yards, but the defense plays it tough. That will bring up second down.
Second and 10. Ball at the 40-yard.
So we got a zone.
Russell goes in motion. Elway hurls it.
Damn, I threw that too
down the
late.
sideline, and this one is incomplete. Third down and 4 wideouts in the game. Russell takes it.
Let's go. Let's go, Elway.
On 3rd and long.
First and 10 from the Lynx.
Here we go. Here we go.
Benson takes it for his second carry and
go.
rambles for about
Big
5.
boy. He a big dog. Okay. We got a nice little hefty running back.
Second and 4.
Weak side throw. Switch, flag. 22, switch, flag. 60.
Sharp catches it left sideline and
go.
tries to get free.
Let's go.
Finally popped out of bounds at the 18.
I see you, Shannon.
PK Smiley makes the play here, but not fast enough. This one's going to count. Check it out. Yep.
Skill. Skill. That's Shannon Sharp.
First down from the I. Benson has his number covered on first down and will gain close to 6.
Let's go.
Benson played it smart back there by following his blockers, and that allowed him to make some good yards.
They move the ball, and it will be second down.
2nd and 3 from the Lynx.
Let's go. Get in the end zone.
And is well past the markers for a first
Get in the end zone, Shannon.
John Elway found a hole in the defense. Let's look at this again, because this is what
Look
you
at
need
throw.
out of your pass.
Ugh.
Oh, he sees the opportunity and drive.
So this game is like 2K. Like if it were the best possible version, this would be it.
Well, we got a quarterback and a tight end 1-2 punch here. I wonder if it's go time for him.
Woohoo, he mooned him.
Dan, watch this play unfold. These guys are so talented. It's really just amazing to sit back
Walks
and
in.
watch them take care of business.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, he takes care of business throughout this play. Makes me want to hit the gym again and maybe, get back down there on the field.
Now the point after, and it's good. Ellard kicks it off. Gray catches it back at the 5. Tackled at the 23.
Randall Gray got waylaid by the defense before he was able to put Munch on the run back.
Guarantee you ain't pulling that same shit with Barry Sanders this time. I guarantee it.
The Lynx had an effective first drive, and we'll
Rodney
see if they
Pete.
can keep
You
it
got
up.
Rodney Pete
They'll
at
start
QB.
at their own 23-yard line. Sanders has his number called on first down and gets just past the line, but not by much before being brought
Yeah,
down.
they own him now.
Second down with a split backfield. Peter rifles it out left side,
Yeah.
and it's tipped.
Yeah, they ain't catching everything.
Incomplete. Sanders catches it in the back, and he will be well short of the markers. Fourth down coming up.
Paul Wall
Tackle.
pushed his man off the field with a great defensive effort back there. They got a few yards, but not the first.
They allow a little there, but they do force a fourth down.
Way to attack the ball.
Watch the fake.
Arnaud gets the ball and punts it away. Milburn, the 36. Breaks the tackle, crosses the field, 45.
Let's go. That's how you get it on special teams.
Mike Milburn does a phenomenal job fielding a good punt here. He catches it, there and finds a way to get most of the yardage back through a stellar run. You gotta love
Somebody
that.
got blocked in the back, it looked like.
And that'll do it for quarter number 1, and we're all tied.
Now, the Lynx, 7. Your Stallion, 7.
The Stallions got into the
go,
end zone
boys.
last time they had it,
go,
and they're
boys.
looking to do it again.
No, this
They'll
is I'm
start
playing
the
a
38-yard
one-on-one match. Oh,
Benson pulls his right
oh,
center
late
and
hit,
takes
late
the
hit.
tackle. There's a penalty marker on the play. Let's listen into the call.
I'm playing against Abzino. He's one of the guys that is part of the 2K community. Yeah, late hit. We're going to take that.
Tony Owens tackles his man on this play well after the whistle blew. Watch this again. Oh, yeah,
Ooh.
clear-cut case of...
That's detail oriented. That's what I love about 2K. It's detail oriented.
Come on, D. Know where he runs. Dig in. The Lynx, 21-yard.
Benson.
Oh, you got to get that block. What are you doing?
We'll lose about a yard here.
Michael Gibson read that play perfectly and makes the tackle behind the line, pushing them back a few yards in the process. Great effort.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up 2nd down.
Big stop, baby. Great tackle. 2nd and 10.
Oh, wow. Wow, that was actually a good damn play. Because I did not see that dude there until the ball was gone. I was like, oh, that's touchdown.
Michael Gibson breaks up the play and snatches away what could
Like,
have
that's
been
just
a
smart
touchdown
AI,
pass.
though.
Oh,
Like, he
brutal.
broke back.
What could have been a big play ends up as a demoralizing one.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
The Lynx are going to try and capitalize on the interception. They'll start this drive at their own 20-yard line. Sanders takes it off the toss and runs into traffic. Brought down at the 21.
Sorry, we all over him. We all over him.
2nd and 9.
Lynch goes in motion. Sanders.
Oh, damn it. I hit somebody. Man.
Brings up 3rd down. A flag is thrown
Damn.
on the play. Let's see what it is.
Now I done got my ass.
Late hit, number 49, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, yeah.
Peter really
Oh, give me that. Let's go.
And it's
I'm
tipped.
on it. Steve
Incomplete.
Atwater, legend.
Jay Waters calculates the pattern right off the line, locates the ball. Oh, just gets a finger on it. That broke up a sure completion.
That had potential for some yards, Peter, but the defense was on top of it and
Just
shut it
missed
down.
it.
Good denial there.
2nd down coming up. 2nd down with the tight end right.
The Lynx, 39-yard.
Good D.
Makes a play on this and forces the incomplete.
D. This is real sim football here. This is sim. Simmed up.
Ain't no chance you're gonna get the.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go, D-line.
At the 29. Fourth down.
Adam Williams hands the offense a huge loss.
Look at that. Look at that.
Way in the backfield. Check it
Oh,
out.
that's
He
just
went
that's
right through the
smooth.
O-line
That's
and
realistic.
got to his man. Great effort.
They
That's
push
what I
them
like to
back
see.
even farther. And Peter, could this fourth down get any longer?
Well, theoretically, yeah, but it's plenty long enough already.
Arnaud gets ready to punt it away. Arnaud gets the ball and punts it away. Milburn fields the punt.
Oh, I tried to get loose with him.
Mike Milburn
Tried to get loose with him.
before he got very far. That nice
All right,
punt
2-minute
pretty much
warning.
goes unanswered.
Let's get this 2-minute offense going.
The Stallions were intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens here. They start at their 41-yard line. Elway sings it to the right side, and he's hit as he throws, incomplete.
John Elway took a shot back there,
Yeah, he
which is
did.
why that pass went nowhere.
Potential for a quick first down, but no, they cannot hook up the pass.
You can take a shot in that situation, and it's really not going to hurt you. That's a good call.
That'll bring up second down. Second down, 10 yards to go. Tippins makes the catch on the right sideline and is well
I don't want
past
to
the
get it.
markers for a first down.
I don't want to get it.
LeBaron Tippins makes the catch, but that's not enough for him. He gets it and takes off for more.
Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys.
Play ball goes in motion. Elway uncorks.
Oh,
this to the
come
left
on.
side,
Good D.
and it's knocked away from the receiver.
Elway. That was a great play by
Derek
that
Scott
DB.
was sitting back in the zone, waiting for the pass, and then closes enough to force the incompletion. Nice job.
That had potential
He
for
broke
some
on that
yards,
shit,
Peter,
too.
but
That
the
was-
defense was on
that's
top of it
realistic.
and shut it down.
Good denial there.
Second down coming up. Second down from the shotgun.
Second and 10 from the Lynx, 43 yards.
Baalke catches it over the middle, and that's a gain of 7 on the play. Elway.
Oh, come on.
And it's tipped.
Ooh, he's going
Incomplete.
for that.
Will bring up fourth down. Fourth down, and they're going for it.
Oh, come on. Oh, God, he doubled him up. Hey, that's a smart thing to do on that one.
Play, I tell you. What a stop on fourth down, and it's worth another look.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Huge play.
That's on me.
Fourth down conversion just doesn't
That's
materialize.
on me. My defense still balling, though.
The Lynx have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive that starts at their 36-yard line.
Water, I see you, cuz.
The Lynx take their first time out.
Good tackle there. Nice effort.
Credited with the tackle.
Good day.
And maybe
Good
picks
day.
up one on the play.
You boys holding the fort. And nickel.
They only need a couple here.
Sanders settles the toss and
We got him. We got him.
fourth down, and they're going for it.
Oh, come on.
And they get past the markers and convert the fourth down.
You get me with that late
Down
hit
on the
shit.
play, let's
Damn.
get the call.
Late hit, number 49, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Willis Smith is
I gotta stop mashing that tackle. I'm trying to make sure we get his butt tackled.
First down, the clock is now at 16. Peter rifles this one.
Oh, get the
hard over
pick!
middle, and it's tipped.
Get the pick!
Complete. So that'll bring the first half of football to a close.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's turn the game around right here.
Hand kicks it, and the second half is underway. Milburn fields the second half kickoff at the 19.
I'll run him. Ah! I'll run him!
Mike Milburn could have really done some damage off that less than stellar kick, but his run back is only so-so.
The Stallions have been locked in a defensive slugfest so far and will start this drive at their 33-yard line. Johnson goes in motion. Benson gets his 7th carry of the game and
Oh my God.
gets him for a loss.
Y'all gotta hold y'all blocks just a little bit longer.
Lamont Prefontaine saw where that play was going right away and stopped it.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
Second and 14. Ball at the 29-yard.
Down. Hyena. Red. 40. Hyena.
Oh, come on, Elway!
Chad Marshall broke free from coverage, but the ball wasn't where it needed to be. No catch.
A nice throw down the field, but they can't reel it in. That would have been a big play and a big first down.
Yeah, they had it. Just didn't go their way this time.
3rd and 14 from your stallion.
Elway throws
Damn it. I mean, I thought I should have thrown that inside. I'm trying to lead him to the inside, not to the outside. Fuck.
Ruth lines up the punt after the 3 and out.
Gray is deep to receive.
Ruth gets the ball and punts it away. Gray catches it at the 34. Tackled at the 36.
Randall Gray got swarmed by the kicking team before he got very far. That nice punt pretty much goes unanswered.
The Lynx bring their offense on the field and will start this drive at their 36-yard line.
Let's go, D.
Peter.
Let's go, user, let's go!
It's intercepted.
Oh, let's go, baby!
You got nothing, man. Nothing.
Jay Waters picks off
Steve
the pass
Atwater
because he
over here
plays the zone
balling.
So well here, completely snookering the quarterback. That's just how you do it, folks. You can't coach that.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first
Let's go.
The Stallions haven't gotten much out of their offense recently and are looking to get back on track here. This drive begins at the 43-yard line. Benson grabs the fastball over the middle and picks up maybe a yard.
Credited with the tackle.
Second down,
let's
3
go.
wideouts in the game. Benson takes it off the toss and passes the line. Right down at the 40.
Let your big ass moving.
Credited with the tackle. Third and 6.
Tippett
Go, first down.
First on 3rd and long.
LeBaron Tippins has no one around to stop him, and what are the defenders doing out there?
What? I mean, were they thinking?
They confused.
Elway throws a bullet and the ball
Let's go, Shannon.
28. Round
Let's
to
go,
a
baby.
halt at the 25.
Credited with the tackle.
Let's feed you. You feel me?
Second down, 1 man down.
From the Lynx, 25 yards.
Oh my God! Why is he? I gotta set my feet. You gotta. That's the thing about this game. You gotta set your feet before you throw. They'll drift off, which is realistic.
That's
Can't
the
get mad at
second
that.
time he slapped that ball out of there.
Shit.
Excellent read and reaction skills make him a nightmare to try and get the ball past.
Elway.
Oh my God, he's got that double team coming down on him. Come on, big boy, go get him. Ah, go get him.
Touchdown.
Oh my God. Elway. So he's okay. If he's gonna keep double teaming that cat, there's gonna be somebody wide open. So I'm gonna come off of him now.
Okay, everything goes right here. The interception, the yards he gobbles
Big
up
boy was going for him. He's like,
on the
you gotta grab him.
You can't coach that kind of playmaking.
Shit.
And is back for the point after. Trainer on the hold.
Now the extra point, and it's good.
Line is good.
Damn.
No legs to kick off. Russell deep to receive.
Hand sends it downfield.
David Russell took it out of the end zone. And while it may have been a little risky, he gets out close to the
All right,
20,
Elway,
so
we
it
need
all
some
comes out in the
fucking
wash
work
on
here.
that play.
Let's go.
The Stallions, they have taken the field, and they've been having a tough time passing the ball. They have another opportunity here as we start at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Catches the heater left sideline and
Let's go, Elway.
Marshall has a guy shadowing him, but still manages to
Playing
make the
deep
catch.
off like that.
He beats his man Cole.
First and 10. Ball at 30 yards.
Milburn has his
Ooh, I tried to cut up in there.
shoots forward for 9 yards.
There we go. Got him slipping on that blitz.
Nice gain
cut
on this
back.
baby. Look at him eat up the yardage here.
Peter, what a night.
We're shutting you down.
Second and 1 from Will Stallion. 49 yards.
Evans goes in motion. Benson picks up a yard on the play.
Oh,
and
this
that
dude
brings
is
up
got.
third down.
He's supposed to be big dog. Come on, baby.
Gibson credited with the tackle.
Just a basic little pickup is all we need.
Third and inches. Ball at 50 yards.
Oh, throw the ball. What happened?
Knocks him down and gets the sack.
Come on, dude.
Payback
That's just.
at the 39. That
hell
will
was
bring
that?
up fourth down. Fourth down, and they're going for it.
What the hell was that?
And that'll do
That
it for
animation
the
took
third
forever.
quarter. The Lynx are out in front, 14-7.
Come on. Thing took
Fourth down,
forever.
and they're going for it.
Oh, Oh my God, that was almost.
Tip it away. They force a turnover on down.
I gotta work on this
PK
playbook.
Smiley
Gets a hand on this one. Right there. That's how you play D.
Peter, that seemed like an odd situation to go for it on 4th down. What do you think?
Well, it was very gutsy, but maybe they should have used their heads and not their digestive system on that one.
How? How was that?
You know, guts.
Gutsy.
Gutsy. Digestive.
Got it.
All right.
Oh my goodness. I gotta get used to this. Used to it again. I haven't played it in so long.
The Lynx take the field.
Rodney
And
Pete ain't
can
gonna
they
beat us.
capitalize on the defensive stop? We'll find out as they start this drive at the 39-yard line. Sanders picks up about 2, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Second and 8 from the Lynx. 37 yards.
Sanders.
Good D. Don't give him Nathan. Don't give him Nathan.
Made a nice throw there. Got it right past the defender.
Well, not much of a gain there, and they will face 3rd down.
3rd and long, too, Dan. Big play coming up.
Let's go.
Loses 2, and that will bring up 4th
Let's
down.
go, D-line.
would not be denied and dropped them for a huge loss. Big play.
That's his 3rd tackle of the game.
All right, we need a big return here.
Arnaud lines up for the punt.
Big return. Let's go.
He's going to
Oh
throw
wow,
it.
he tried
This
to
one
go for the
falls
fake.
incomplete, and
He
they
got his
return the ball
punter
over on
destroyed. His
Monsanto
punter got
Arnaud makes an
clapped on.
appointment with his receiver, but the ball does not arrive. And you
He
have
tried
to
to
credit
fake
a
like
great
he's like,
pass
yeah,
rush
you're
for
open.
pressuring him
Oh
all
my
day long.
God.
They were in a high-pressure situation there, Peter, with the 4th down conversion, and they could not get it.
They just didn't gel on that play.
They'll turn it over now.
Yeah, that's what you get too. That's what you get, son.
The Stallions take the field with time winding down.
Let's go.
They'll start at
Let's take this
38
one
yard
drive and let's make it happen.
line. Benson gets the call.
I mean, come on, you gotta get that block.
PK Smiley read that play perfectly and makes the tackle behind the line, pushing them back a few yards in the process.
Jeez,
Great effort.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed,
is that the
Dan.
D you
They
gonna run?
had it all
Dude, you about to
locked
get
up.
toasted.
That will bring up 2nd down.
Oh my God, he broke on that
The play
fast
and
as hell.
forces the incompletion.
Man, they over here playing these games, cuz.
Man, we need more out of you. Where you
He said, come on, John, what the fuck?
Elway unloads this to the near sideline, and it's caught at the 48, and he's stopped right there. That will bring up 1st down. Benson barges off right guard, gains about 3 yards.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Second down. The clock is stopped at 2 minutes. Sharp goes in motion. Elway zips it to the left sideline, and the reception's made at the 39.
Let's go. That's what we want.
And the clock will
That's what we want. First down, empty backfield. Woo, that a way to stay alive in the pocket, Elway. Woo. I was gonna sit there and play like this. This is prime Elway, bruh. He can move a little bit. This is prime Elway right here.
First down coming up on the 10th play of the drive.
Oh my God! Elway!
Down at the 13.
The hell was that, Elway?
Ball game, baby. Woo!
The hell was that, Elway? The hell was that? I mean, I'm looking in the back, and I got this cat right in the middle, but I'm looking at the back of the end zone. I'm thinking this cat, he's got to stay on that. He's got to stay on that. He's got to. This feels like it's one-on-one. He don't even get the ball there. How did this cat make the play? Golly, look at them hops. I mean, that was just a bad throw. It wasn't even going to get there. I mean, it was. No, it wasn't. Oh, he went to go slide for it. That's clean. Look at that. That's what I like to see in football. He's going for that. He's going for the ball. He's coming back to the ball. Oh. Damn. All right.
The Lynx will start this drive deep in their own territory with the clock at 32.
Nah, I can't do another game, man. I gotta head out.
Sanders chews up 9 yards. The Stallions take their first time out.
They won with Rodney Pete throwing for like 5 yards.
Peter takes a knee.
I mean, I don't know why you did that.
This guy. 3rd and 2. The Lynx. 21 yards.
Peter takes.
The Stallions. All the time.
Shit.
Arnaud lines up deep in his own territory to punt it away. enough.
Ooh.
Takes the long snap and kicks a short one. Milburn beats the short punt at the 43.
13 seconds. Uh-oh. We know what that means. Elway! Elway! Ooh, 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 ooh.
Go hold it.
Sharp goes in motion. Elway puts his foot into this one, and the catch is made for the first. The clock continues to tick down. First down and 4 points. Want to talk
They
it
did it
over,
like the
and
Cowboys.
they take their
Oh,
first time out.
what? Oh, you tripping. You about to go. We about to do overtime now.
First down with the tight end right.
Let's go!
The catch, touchdown!
And we going for 2.
Shannon Sharp had 3 guys covering him, but look what happens. Incredible catch.
This is a
Come on,
take no
man.
prisoners kind of guy when he is in the red zone.
Oh, after piling up some good yardage on the day, he makes a big play here for a score.
You feel me?
This is for the win. They line up for the 2-point conversion.
Elway!
And that is going to
Elway!
the Stallions on top, 15 to 14. With this one in the books, let's take a look back at some of the action.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for this live stream. I do appreciate y'all for being in here. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already done so. And subscribe if this is your first time on the channel.
Let's get started.
Had fun. Appreciate y'all listening to me, you know, kind of get out my thoughts on Doug Pederson and his hiring with the Jags. We'll be back on again Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time for Lineman Life Live. Hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful Friday and weekend, and I will catch you all on the next one.
After getting an interception, the Stallions down by 7. Elway would find his target on this one. The Stallions on
we'll let
D.
this run.
Crouch would
Let
come
this
up
run
with
for
a
a
big
second.
play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. The Stallions down 14 to 7. Elway would find his target on this one, a 25-yard touchdown for the home team. And that's how we'll round this one out. The Stallions
Put that thing right
squeaked
on
out a win,
Shannon Sharp.
15 to 14. And now for our 2K Sports Player of the
Let's go.
Game.
John Elway showed us exactly why he's a legend. What a performance. And I have no doubt that this isn't the last time he'll showcase
All right,
his
guys,
talent.
that's going to be it. Hope everybody has a good one.
As time goes on.
See y'all on the next one.